foods that lead to a flat belly, and again, it might not be perfect for you. Guess what I use? The 5 foods that appeal to, it's very simple, you know what I mean? I try not to copy directly, but I'm also not, I'm not going to be a hero and try to think that I'm smarter than everybody else. Most of the ideas that I've come up with my own simply don't work. So what's great about the online space is, again, whatever you see out there is probably already working, unless you're in the middle of an A-B split and you happen to pick some bad creative. What you want to do is iterate those creatives quickly. And there are services like Elance, and I use a company called Banner Junkie. And again, I didn't have this benefit years ago when I was doing it, but the beauty of this space now is that, you know, services like Elance can hook you up with guys like Banner Junkie. And Banner Junkie is a collection of graphics design guys that for, you know, $10 will create 30 different ads for you. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, I used to have a team of creative people, but now you can outsource this stuff. And so I would give him my winning ad, and he would make 10 variations of it, okay? He would change blue to red. He would say if there's 4 foods, now there's 5 foods. I'd try 3 foods. So basically, he could iterate very quickly on my winning ads. And so you're going to find, if you're successful at doing this or you drive some volume, there's going to be creative plus landing page plus advertiser that creates that optimum mix. So you want to be able to make slight variations and changes in each of those elements to really blow campaigns up. So, you know, I would take typically 10% of my ad inventory and always be experimenting with new stuff that I see. But again, it's important to know that I would not, don't be too creative. In other words, and this is the other point about direct responses. You know, you can get these high, I hope I don't offend anybody, but highfalutin creative people, right? That you know, when you say the four tips to losing a flat belly, oh, I could never. That's so boorish. I would never say that. Well, you know, too bad. I would. You know, I mean, I'm all about getting a click. Okay. Now you want to make sure that your creative relates to your landing page, so the entire thing is coherent. But really, I'm all about getting a click. Most of my traffic is obviously towards the winning creative. I always take a certain percentage of my creative and drive them to experiments that I'm constantly trying. So if I see somebody else doing something, I'll try that. And that extends to the landing page as well. You know, Saj talks about video landing pages. Well, they're relatively new. I'll give you some more examples down the road here in a couple minutes, but video landing pages are very, very new. So if you're trying stuff, come up with a video landing page and try that out. So you can experiment both on the creative piece of it and the landing page piece of it. Make sense?
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you also outsource in Banner Junkie for Facebook ads?
You can, sure. Yeah, you can do that.
It's a little tiny much.
Yeah, but see, in Facebook ads and with anything that you have display-based, that image is really important. And you know, Shoe Money does a really great video on Facebook where they do experiments on what people click on.
Can you show them?
I won't be able to show it here, but if you look up Shoe Money, he has got a great video. Shoe Money. He's a big guy in the States, really big guru guy. Shoe as in like Miss Shoe right here, and then money. Yeah. So you could do that, yep. Yeah, or just Google him. But he, you know, he's very, very good at scientific and why people click on stuff.
So it's an informational site.
Yeah, but a lot of it's free, so you can get a lot of that stuff for free. Okay. Not so much Shoe. Yeah, sure. Okay, that works too. So the creative piece of it, very, very important. You want to elicit high click-through rates. That's kind of goes without saying. Landing pages, you have 2 options, right? Option 1 is that you direct link, okay? Option 1 is you take your click and drive it right to the advertiser. And there are scenarios that works masterfully well, very, very good. The second part of it is you supply the landing page, okay? These guys call it squeeze pages. I call it the landing page, but it's the same thing. It's an intermediary page that you drive users to do a number of things, to pre-sell them. So, you know, the acai colon cleanse thing that I saw, everyone's tried to direct link those. They don't work, and no one knows why. The 5, you know, foods that lose you weight, direct link to acai. Doesn't work. How weird. Who knew? But if you drive it to a landing page, which explains more of the process, maybe you tell a personal story, that works. So again, I'm willing to be wrong a lot of the times, because if I can just figure out that right mix, I'll be right more often. So anyway, so 2 options, right? Either, does everyone get that? You drive it directly to the advertiser, or you create a squeeze page or a landing page. Okay? Direct linking, here's an example. It's right off of Facebook. It's fairly simple. I get a lot of dating offers. I'm single. I get a lot of dating offers on Facebook. Here's one that I picked up. It's an affiliate who is real mature singles. Shaq, did you set me up with that? Where's Shaq? Mature, I call it like developing or whatever. Okay, that's a bad joke. But the point is, I get this ad a lot. So you can see the creative here. So older man wanted. That's horrible. Older man. All right, so a picture of a girl. They have the story. It's direct linking to a site, okay? So you can assume here that the advertiser, this is a high profile advertiser, has done the work to make a really kick-butt landing page. So you don't need an intermediary page. So in this example, okay, let's just say, for argument's sake, that click cost you 30 cents on Facebook, all right? And let's just say, for argument's sake, that the offer pays out $4, which is about right for some dating offers. $3 to $4 is about right. And say that it converted at 12%, all right? So now you know that your EPC, which we covered in the last session, is 48 cents, okay? And I have a video for those of you that want real actionable stuff in some of the Media Mentor stuff that I did, where actually you can watch me do this stuff on Facebook. I can show you the setup. I can show you the ads that I used, and it's fairly straightforward. But I think in a day I was able to make $120 a day. Again, it was just for me to show you guys how easy this stuff is if you get the right combination. So again, if my earnings are 48 cents, it costs me 30 cents a click. I'm making 12 cents profit per click. Now, like 12 cents isn't a ton. If I can do 1,000 clicks on this stuff, I get $120 a day. Now, me personally, I want to figure out how I can do $120,000 a day. And that's how you should be thinking too. But the point is get something that works. Think about creative and whether you use an intermediary page or whether you direct link it. Okay? Affiliate created landing pages. So this is where you guys create your own squeeze page or landing page. Now, Saj talked a lot about why that's so important. It's important for list building. It's important because you can do some pre-selling. We're going to actually build some stuff for you guys in the next session. But really, there's a lot of reasons why you want to do this. And again, what you want to do is figure out who's doing it, and if they're doing it, you copy them. If you have a channel that's direct linking, you direct link, okay? So again, don't recreate the wheel on this stuff. But really, the goal for you is to create a high-impact landing page. Obviously, the copywriting that I talked about needs to be there. There's some common elements that seem to work. Video landing page is all the rage. I showed you, my friend Jeff, who's doing the front page buy in MSN, which I'm going to assume cost him $8,000 for today. Where did he go, Jeff? Here we go. Okay. So as Saj said just a moment ago, there's a lot of thinking that goes behind this site. If we can get into it, it's a little bit slow. But there's a lot of thinking that goes into why that video page is what it is, the messaging they're saying, whether or not you can stop it, introducing the buy button. So there's a lot of, don't let the simplicity of the site fool you, or the slowness of the internet, but there's a lot of stuff that goes on underneath the scenes. And so the great news as people who are just starting off is, guess what? You can copy all that stuff, right? And I guarantee Jeff will never come back to you and say, hey, dude, you copied me. You can't do that. Because guess what? Jeff copied somebody else who copied somebody else. So anyone that tells me I copy, give me one original idea online. It just doesn't exist, right? So I wouldn't be, too caught up in it. They may not love it. I might put 3.5 foods that get to flat belly, or 4 foods that create a flatter belly. There's all kinds of things you can do. I'm not sure why this is not working now. I think it's loading, or here we go. I think it's trying. Oh, it's over here playing. Okay, sorry, it's another ad, But here, again, it's, now he doesn't do an email collect. He's driving people right for the sale. And you can see this thing came up, it must have come up because I've already seen this. There's a lot of thinking that goes into this type of landing page. So again, it doesn't really matter what you're selling per se, if you're in the diet vertical or if you're in the auto vertical, or you're selling superfoods, or you're doing skincare, hair care. It doesn't matter. But I would study the guys that you find doing high volume and assume that what they're doing is working. So there's all kinds of direct marketing going on in here. 10% in the next 30 days, and click here to start burning fat now. So there's careful use of words here that you get a free bonus, right? I mean, the use of free is a very common technique. So you can see that he's probably taking this right to a sales page, $47. I assume $40 in our example. So he's probably making even more money. And this was a guy that less than a year ago, I would argue, he's a big guy, so I don't want him to beat me up. But he didn't know much more than anybody did. Struggling to figure this stuff out. He copied some people that are working already, and out of the gate I think he was doing, I want to say 3,000 to 5,000 sales a day. And he started with ClickBank, and now he's taking more control of his media buys. I mean, people start with ClickBank because you have affiliates do the work for you, but the smart guys like Mike Geary, the guys that are doing truthaboutabs.com and doing 10, 20 million bucks a year, are taking more control of that because they want to understand the whole thing soup to nuts because they own the media at that point. Oh, you got him over there. Okay. So video landing is huge. You'll also see email capture is very, very big. Email capture is a huge one. We're going to talk about setting up an email capture in the follow-up webinar we do next week with integrating Aweber, but it's important for you to capture the email to begin a relationship with that user. Blog, flog, news style format is a very prevalent one. This was single-handedly in the States responsible for massive wealth creation / lots of pissed off people. FTC didn't like it too much, but nonetheless, this is something that's going on even today. We can go to just about any site, and I can show you examples. I think we saw some earlier of news style landing pages. Let's just poke and see if we can find anything here.
Sorry, what's a flog?
So a flog. Okay, here's some. And I lay claim to actually inventing this term, which I'm pretty proud about. But it's a blog. Okay, so blog, right? It's you're writing, and I'm this, and I like this. A flog is a fake blog. So you're really, again, now this is where you have to think about your ethics and whether you believe in this stuff or not. And I'm not saying I'm not trying to offer opinion either way. Some people are okay with that. They're saying, look, this is a fictionalized representation of I guarantee this is a flog right here, okay? And this is interesting. So where's Burnley? Is that close by? All right, is this you, sir? So they're using, okay, this is Pulse 360, and Pulse 360 has a feature called the wildcard feature, where they can identify which IP you're coming